Welcome to the channel. When you look at the iconic Brooklyn Bridge, you see a monument to 19th century American ingenuity. But behind this triumph of engineering is one of the most astonishing untold stories in US history. The tale of the woman who finished it, a woman who became the de facto chief engineer against all odds. Her name was Emily Warren Roebling. The year is 1869. New York and Brooklyn were separate, bustling cities, divided by the East River. John Roebling, a brilliant German immigrant engineer, had the audacious vision to span that river with the longest suspension bridge the world had ever seen, a monument built of steel and stone, a dream that would cost an estimated $15 million. Tragedy struck immediately. Just weeks into the project, John Roebling suffered a horrible accident on the dock. He died of tetanus soon after. His son, Colonel Washington Roebling, a decorated Civil War veteran and a fine engineer in his own right, stepped up to take the reins. Washington knew the bridge's massive towers had to be anchored deep into the riverbed. This required working inside enormous pressurized chambers called caissons. Working in the caissons was hazardous. The pressure caused excruciating pain and paralysis upon surfacing a mysterious affliction then called caisson disease, what we now know as decompression sickness, or the bends. Washington Roebling spent countless hours supervising the work inside the caissons. Eventually, the disease struck him down. By 1872, the chief engineer was permanently confined to his bed, often paralyzed and in excruciating pain. He could see the bridge from his Brooklyn window, but couldn't physically reach the site. The city wanted to fire him, deeming him an invalid. But Washington refused to quit, and his wife Emily Warren Roebling refused to let the dream die. Emily Roebling had been educated and supported by her older brother, a major general. She wasn't a trained engineer, but she had a keen mind. To communicate his instructions, Washington taught her everything: the mathematics of cable fabrication, the physics of stress analysis, and the complex calculations of catenary curves. What started as relaying messages quickly evolved. For the next 11 years, Emily Roebling took over the day-to-day operations. She became the essential link between her husband and the on-site engineers. She handled project management, dealing with contractors and suppliers. She engaged in political lobbying, fending off cynical politicians who wanted to shut the project down. And she performed technical inspections, personally examining the construction and answering complex engineering questions that arose on the spot. At a time when women were excluded from universities and boardrooms, Emily Roebling was a powerful, authoritative presence on one of the most dangerous and ambitious construction sites in the world. She was, in every sense, the de facto chief engineer. The work was grueling. It took 14 years. It cost 27 lives. But in 1883, the impossible was complete. The Brooklyn Bridge stood a dazzling testament to perseverance. At the grand opening ceremony, U.S. Congressman Abram Hewitt stood before President Chester A. Arthur, and the thousands gathered. He did not just praise the Roeblings, he singled out Emily, proclaiming the bridge an everlasting devotion of woman and of woman's capacity for higher education and professional training, and in one final triumphant gesture, Emily Warren Roebling was the first person to cross the completed bridge by carrying a live vase and a symbol of adversity. The Brooklyn Bridge is a wonder of the industrial age, but its truer wonder is the story of Emily Roebling. After the bridge's completion, she didn't stop. She went on to study law, becoming one of the first women to receive a law certificate from New York University. She proved that limitations are only placed on us by others. Her quiet, decade-long dedication not only saved a global engineering marvel, but also forged a powerful, hidden legacy for women in science and engineering across America. What an incredible true story of grit, genius, and determination. If you are astonished by Emily Roebling's role in building the Brooklyn Bridge, please give this video a like and subscribe for more untold stories from American history. Thank you for watching.